Hey everyone, Victoria Waco here, Mrs. New York American and pro wrestling fan, and y'all, we are in the final road. It is WrestleMania week, and so let's talk about what happened on Raw last night, because boy, do we have some big moments. We had a lot of little moments, I will say that. So, um, very nice reminders and setups, especially for the Intercontinental Four-Way, which I'm not as excited about. We'll see how I feel later on. The women's tag team, again, not so excited about, but they did a better job trying to build it this week. And the Rey Mysterio match, which, like, I don't know, I'm kind of over Chad Gable in that second character role, personally. You tell me how you feel about him. I'm not loving the whole thing. I mean, my husband at this point is like, I'm sick of people in masks. I love luchadors. Some of you know this. I'm a huge luchador fan. I think it's just an art form what they do in the ring. But yeah, I'm kind of over it too. And I'm also just over the oops. Sorry, my light turned off. Yeah, I'm just kind of over it a little bit. But you know, I love Rey. I'm happy he's getting another WrestleMania, quite honestly. And I just am still in awe of what he can do at his age. So, but we opened up Raw like they meant business last night. So Gunther comes out, and I will say I am personally one of those people who has kind of not always loved Gunther on the mic, right? Like, I felt like he shouldn't even have been world champion for a little bit of the fact that I don't think he's believable all the time on the mic. That's just my personal interpretation. That was not my interpretation last night, y'all. He cooked. I mean, the bathing in your brother's blood, and just like his like vitriol and his like wanting, like making it so clear that he will do whatever he needs to hurt Jade in that match. It was phenomenal. It was amazing. I mean, like, we'll talk about Jade's promo too, but I'm so excited for this match now, where when they first like announced it, I was not excited for this match at all. And they have really turned me around on this match. Okay, so then Jade comes out. I will say my husband spent the entire promo of Jade being like, Gunther's gonna jump him, Gunther's gonna jump him, Gunther's gonna jump him. So I kind of like that he had a clean moment with that crowd, because what you got in that moment was like the love and support, and just like the amount of like push by the fans and belief in Jay by everyone in that building that he could do this was just phenomenal. I don't think Jay had to say a word in that promo, and he said a couple of things and they were good, but that visual was the thing you needed to see last night, and it was fabulous. Sacramento, hats off to you. You showed up and showed out. All right, so then I want to talk real quick. Rhea Ripley's promo, you know, they didn't show them, but they did a lot of video packages and stuff explaining kind of like the stakes of this match. I just think Rhea is so great at portraying emotion. It was just phenomenal. Yeah, that's all I can say about it. And you know I'm a huge Rhea Ripley fan. Sadly, though, if you were to ask me right now, I don't think she's winning the championship at WrestleMania. I think that it's going to come down to Bianca winning, but she's going to do it in an underhanded way, and we're going to get a Bianca Belair heel turn at WrestleMania. That is my prediction. Which will make me sad, but maybe it will spun, can't talk anymore, into something really, really cool for her next. I just feel like she needs her next thing to develop her character more. Kind of like how the Terror Twins really like pushed her a little bit more into a different phase. I feel like she needs that again. All right. CM Punk, Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins, and Paul Heyman. So, of course, Paul, I just need to say, I feel like I see this all the time about Paul. He's the master of the facial expressions. He has this unbelievable way of using his face and like even his body to like portray emotions at such a perfect way with it not being overdone. I just like, hats off to Paul as always. Amazing. The man's amazing at what he does. With that, he came out with Roman Reigns. There was a whole thing with him and Roman. Like, and I'm curious, like, what are your thoughts? What is the difference between a favor and a choice? And where do you fall? Did Paul make a choice, or did he fulfill a favor that he was promised? I think the one hole, and I think this is on purpose, right, that Roman keeps forgetting, is Paul did this favor so he could have a fourth to win Survivor Series against the new bloodline. Yeah, I feel like that's a little lost. I do think the fact that he originally asked Seth Rollins is going to come into play somehow in the ending. Also, I just feel like that's a fact that's laying out there that no one's like talking about, but it's like, you know type thing. I don't know. This is me all speculating because this is such an amazing storyline. Anyways, we had Seth in all of his puppet master glory in that ring. That's all I think about him with this. There is an element of him being a puppet master in this whole thing that I just am adoring and loving, quite honestly. But you had him, you had Roman, you had Paul, you had, like Roman being upset. Then, of course, he hits Paul. And, of course, then finally, CM Punk comes out, beats up Roman, is talking to Paul. The spear on Punk was fabulous, but then we got the moment. Seth, of course, that chair shot, one, kudos to the cameraman and whoever's producing the segment, getting that cameraman in the perfect spot at the perfect time to get that very similar Shield style look. Also very interesting that Seth Rollins' outfit even kind of harkened back to the Shield, that like his vest almost looked like, like go back and look, right? Are you getting Shield vibes off his outfit? So of course he hits him, curb stomps them both. But there was something about that scene of Seth with the chair behind Roman. I was at WrestleMania last year with that chair shot where Seth came out with the chair. Roman ends up hitting him, but gives Cody the chance to have an upper hand. So I just love that harkening back to that part of the storyline, because I think a lot of people have said that Seth seems the most irrelevant player in this triple threat, but I don't think he is at all. I think he has an equal part to play in this, and I can't wait to see how this all shakes out in the ring. But yeah, that look between Seth and Paul at the end, to me, was very interesting. I think it was very, very purposely done. And I'm curious what's going to happen. Because ultimately, remember, Paul is a weasel as a character, and he's always out for his own survival, and he will align himself with whoever is going to give him the back chance to have relevancy, importance, and power within the storytelling universe of this world. So, is that now Seth Rollins? I don't know. We will all find out this weekend, I guess. I'm very excited for WrestleMania. Coming out of this, I'm probably more excited than I have been. And I'll be watching at home with so many of you. So we will definitely keep in touch over a WrestleMania. Welcome to the week of WrestleMania 41. Here we go.